Just when I thought I'd seen every real estate scam out there, this comes across my desk. So we've got a listing. A client has a piece of property for sale, and I'll just round the numbers off just to make it simple. The property's for sale for $500,000. So we get this offer in, and let me just kind of break this down for you, and then I'll explain why it's a scam. The property's for sale for $500,000. They're going to give the seller $95,000 and then pay them $970 a month for the next 10 years. And then at the end of the 10 years, a balloon payment for the balance. And it amounts to 3% is what they're going to give the seller in interest for financing this whole thing. On the surface, just looks like a fairly common seller financed deal. Now here's where the scam comes in. So of course I read this whole thing, and we'll start off with the $95,000. They're borrowing that from a third party, so they're not using any of their own money in this transaction. Keep in mind, when they buy this for the $95,000, they own the property at that point, so they can do whatever they want, including selling it or transferring it to somebody else. Balloon payment at the end of 10 years in the fine print, that can be extended per the terms of the agreement. So the 10-year balloon payment is not set in stone either. Now it gets even more interesting because it did some digging. Because we always do this. This is part of our job. I mean, all realtors should be doing this. So the seller or the buyer here is an LLC. Again, not uncommon. It's an investment company. But this LLC is owned by another LLC, which has the same street address, but there's no record of it anywhere. And the registered agent for this LLC is yet another LLC with the same address, coincidentally. The LLC that is in this paperwork that's going to buy it is owned by potentially a non-existent LLC, and it was registered just over 2 months ago, so it's a brand new entity. Let me explain what the scam is. You give them the property for $95,000. They take possession of the property. They transfer it to another LLC or sell it on the open market, whichever they want to do. They're going to move that property to another ownership other than them. They will stop paying the monthly payment, if they ever pay any monthly payment, dissolve the LLC that bought the property initially, and then leave the seller holding the bag to continue paying his mortgage until the loan gets called. Now, what that means is when you sell property, what it does, it triggers a due on sale clause. All mortgages have them. So when you sell your property, whoever the lender is, they want their money because the collateral is gone. Well, in this case, the property's been sold, the collateral's gone, but the lender was not notified like they should have. They're going to find out because the state will notify them. They're going to want their money in full right then and there. And the seller, they're just left holding the bag. This is a variation of an old scam called a subject to scam. It's kind of a hybrid of that old scam. It looks like just a standard seller finance deal. And those aren't that uncommon. Personally, I don't recommend them, but they're not that uncommon. But when you read the rest of it, it is a scam through and through. The moral of the story is threefold. First, you have to read and understand every single word in that paperwork. Second, you have to understand that if somebody else can't get a loan for the money, then why should you loan the money to them? And then third, you need professionals to look after your interests. Real estate is very complex, and there are a lot of scams out there. I thought I'd seen them all, but this one's new on me. If you have questions, put them in the comments or call me or text or email. I'll tell you anything you want to know. Thanks for watching, and until the next scam, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.